Hello and welcome to another edition of the Winedown video blogs. I am your host, Ben Franco. Today I have a wine that I've been wanting to try, so I figured I'd try it here with you. Recently just got back from Spain, so I'm still on a Spanish kick. So I have a wine from Ribera del Duero for you. Just being there, I can tell you the Ribera is very rural. It is farm country, so it's a lot of grapevines, a lot of just other farming, sunflower seeds, wheat, a very rural area, not a lot going on in terms of small cities and areas, so it's kind of out in the middle of nowhere. So wine tasting is kind of one of the things to do there. Wine tasting and eating, really, but and we did our fair share of that. But the wines are spectacular, very different from the Rioja, and maybe in the future here we'll do a little Rioja versus Ribera, so you can kind of understand the differences. But today, kind of something a little special. So this comes from a winery called Pingus. So Pingus, it's their Psi. So Psi is basically a letter in the Greek alphabet, but Pingus is since the early 90s, has garnered a lot of attention in Ribera del Duero, and their wines are now the most sought after wines in that region. Very expensive, high-priced wines. This coming in at around $43 at the PLCB store, kind of on a little bit of a lower. It's kind of like a new launch, so I think it's, I don't know, like I said, we'll see if it's good or not, but I think price-wise, I think it's a little low yet for right now, so maybe it might garner more attention. We'll see as things go along, but it's a 100% Tinto Fino. It'll say on the bottle, but that is just Tempranillo. It has different names, Tinto Fino, Tinto Pais, some other names as well, but that's Tempranillo. That's really the main grapes and the main grape in that area, and it's 18 months in a combination of large oak, small oak, and concrete vats. None of the oak being new. So it's kind of he wanted to do a little bit something different, I think, than some of his other wines. But let's check it out. So let's take a look at the color. You can see there. So a little bit opaque. You can kind of see your fingers just a little bit, but not clearly. Nice deep, rich purple color. A very different nose right away from many of the Riberas that I was tasting throughout the last week. So this nose right away was more kind of fruit forward here. Kind of some different fruits too, so kind of a blueberry jam kind of nose. Kind of evolving into chocolate and maybe like a black currant jam. It's a jammy nose for this part of the world. It's a little bit of a kind of a cotton candy thing going on too. A little bit of pepper and spice maybe on the back end, but fruit is very dominant here. Judging by the nose, I wouldn't have thought this wine would have been as powerful as it is, but there is a lot of tannin on the front end, and the flavor is just really going on and on and on. There's even like a little bit of a tartness there. That blueberry I talked about is really, really persistent. and it's really, really like tart. It's like, it's not overripe, it's not ripe, it's just maybe a tad under, tad under just being ripe. Blueberry, black currants, maybe the tiniest hint of like vanilla, and maybe like an allspice kick at the end. But a very, very interesting wine. You just want to keep going back and smelling it and tasting it again. There's a lot going on. Again, the palate is full. There's a little bit of a richness to it. But surprisingly, the fruits that I'm getting are, kind of more blue than they are black, which is very interesting to me from Tempranillo, because you don't normally get that kind of flavor profile. So a very interesting wine. Check it out yourself, and definitely check out other Ribera del Dueros. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. All right, well, see you next time on the Winedown video blogs.